Joining us now is former Homeland Security Chief Michael Chertoff. He joins us from our Washington bureau. Welcome to InBusiness, sir. Can you tell me, are these hacks getting more frequent, or are we just more aware of them now?
I think it's a combination of both. There's no question that awareness has resulted in greater reporting and also more widespread attention, and I think that's part of what we're seeing. But I also think what we're seeing is an uptick of what I might call hacktivism, where people with a political agenda or a strong feeling about institutions actually go into hack and then publicize that. And I think we have seen an increase in that, going back to some of the anonymous hacks during the first part of the WikiLeaks scandal.
Right. It seems, though, that there's also this divide. I mean, Peter characterized this Senate attack as perhaps at the worst mischievous, but at the same time, then you get something like the IMF attack that we just learned about, where Bloomberg is reporting that was a country that carried out an attack that potentially could have obtained dangerous and very private fiscal information about a country itself.
Well, there's no question since the beginning of hacking that mischief and similar types of pranks have been part of what hacking is. But as I think you point out, there's also the very real danger of getting proprietary or confidential information that can also be market sensitive. I think we saw that with the NASDAQ hack some weeks ago. There was an issue about potentially what people call outsider trading, which is going to get information and then using it for market purposes. Likewise with the IMF, there are clearly reasons that either private or public entities would want to get that proprietary or confidential information, and then they could make use of it in negotiations or for purposes of trading. So that's becoming a more serious economic issue, I think.
Yeah, it's certainly an economic danger. On the corporate side, I mean, just looking at this string, you mentioned the NASDAQ hacking. There was the Google hack, where Google said they thought that came from China. Citigroup talking about their consumer information violated recently. Sony, consumer information violated. They didn't even know as it was happening. Epsilon, Lockheed Martin, and that RSA hacking as well. I mean, what are you advising CEOs right now? It would seem that they should be taking proprietary information offline at a time when the world is moving even more online.
Well, you clearly don't want to sacrifice the benefits of the internet, but you do have to be sensitive about the need to safeguard information. And we've been talking for months now, if not years, about the importance of treating cybersecurity as a top priority for the CEOs of companies, whether they're financial companies or energy companies or anybody else who deals with sensitive data. Some of that involves making sure you've upgraded your network defenses, but a lot of times what we see is hacking comes because of manipulation of individuals who are unsuspecting and wind up getting emails and clicking on applications that open up the door to these malicious attacks. So part of it is education and building a system inside companies for making sure you're constantly upgrading your cyber assurance.
Leon Panetta said just last week that he thought, we're at risk of a Pearl Harbor-like attack in this arena, in cyber security. How much at risk are we? I mean, how prepared are we in corporate America and in the nation's capital, where you are?
I think there are different levels of preparation. I would say that the most sophisticated government actors are quite well prepared, although even they can be surprised. There was a Foreign Affairs article written about a year ago in which the Defense Department revealed they had a major attack on their network, which came because somebody picked up a thumb drive and stuck it in a laptop without first verifying the origination of the thumb drive. When you get to corporate America, I think you see a lot of variation. I agree with Director Panetta. We saw this in 2008 when the Russian attack on Georgia was accompanied by a cyber attack designed to take out the command and control. So there's no question that one dimension of this kind of attack is a potential war-making or military dimension.
All right. Well, we'll continue to track this. Thank you so much, Secretary, for making time to talk to us today.